Welcome to the short presentation of Output 4. One of the results of the project is the Automation for Manufacturing pilot course. It is available on a training platform as an learning content. The content is organized in modules and the course was created according to learning outcomes. Each module has the following structure: table of contents, learning objectives, which contains description of knowledge, skills and competencies which the learner will gain through its module. Introduction, short introduction to the topic, references to the other modules, content development and useful links, the basic concepts of the respective topic and useful web links for further reading. Conclusion and overview for the most important points from this content, and references to used sources of information. The course contains of 10 modules which are outlined in the following slides. Module 1, Introduction to Automation. This module aims to offer a broad perspective on the concept of automation, why it is so important for nowadays industry. The three parts of an automated solution are presented: control done by human, control done by automation devices, and the actual manufacturing done by the machines. Further levels of automatization evidence the physical and cognitive tasks. The levels of automation for machines and technological devices present 7 distinguished levels of automation, from level 1 handwork up to level 7 completely automated. The 7 levels of automation for information and control flows are presented. For a good understanding of the theoretical concepts, it is presented an example of determining automation levels, that is, integrating 7 workstations. It is performed the assessment of automation levels which visualize the division of tasks between human and automation. Module 2, Needs for Automation and Robotization in Small and Medium Enterprises. The module presents and exemplifies the usefulness of the automation process in production through the different classes of robots that are used. Then the painting and welding robots are detailed together with their current applications. Other applications presented are dispensing, weighting systems for packaging and unpackaging products, dosing and sorting, robotic cells with a multitude of technical possibilities, robotized assembly line, service of automated machines, vision system and manipulators. The usefulness of automation and robotic solutions in small and medium enterprises is argued from the perspective of economic efficiency, quality increase and productivity, job and security. The selection criteria of the automation and robotic systems are also presented. Module 3, Automation Objectives and Identification of Goals. This section shortly introduces automation objectives and identifies the goals that can convince the manufacturer to go in that direction. The 3 key categories of objectives are evidenced: market-related objectives, internal company objectives, process-related objectives. Starting from the mechanization classes and systematization levels, the automation matrix is defined. The main requirements for a simplification and good organization of the manufacturing process are evidenced, as well as the necessity that introduction of automation in company to be supported by total quality control. Successful implementation of automation and robotic solution in a company depends on rules that identify company activities that match automation robotics, like superiority, simplify manufacturing, evolve from and coexisting with manual techniques. Lesson 4, Automation Advantages and Constraints. This unit describes the advantages and limitations of industrial automation. It starts with presentation of automation and production processes, industrial automation definition. Automation and robotization of production processes becomes the norm in plants and factories and have serious advantages which prove the benefits of implementing these solutions. Improving the process, optimization of costs, increasing production capacity. To successfully implement automation, The company management must understand what the usual errors are during this process and how to avoid them. No clear business purpose, no technical business analysis before the investment, allocating too little time for bench test, no machine scalability assumption of attended stand, continuing return of investment and research and development investments. Good practices for investing in automation are also highlighted. Module 5. Cost-benefit analysis and return on investment. The main aim of this unit is to show how to evaluate the efficiency of an investment project and to choose the most profitable option. It is presented the popular economic calculation, return on investment, which highlights the direct gains of financial benefits that can be obtained from a project in relation to the implementation costs of the project or solution concerned. It explains how to calculate costs and benefits. Then more detailed economic information is presented. The cost-benefit analysis, which quantifies both categories and cost and benefits, tangible and intangible. The major types of cost-benefit analysis are evidenced ex ante and ex post. A practical example of cost-benefit analysis for acquisition of a robotized cell which replaces manual work for workers gives a good idea how to employ the method of industrial practice. Module 6. Automation risks. There are risks involved with anything that is automated in manufacturing. Risk can increase when machines and workers coexist, and facility managers need to be aware of these risks and think about safeguards to protect employees. It is evidenced several large risk groups: organizational, production, economic and technological. The production risks is analyzed together with Ishikawa diagram for the production process. Then the risk management process as one of the most important elements of strategic management is presented, and its 4 stages: risk identification, risk analysis, risk response planning, risk monitoring and control. Performing the proper risk assessment will ensure that all necessary steps, including the right approach to education and training, are being taken to successfully introduce and use automation to the company daily operations. Module 7. Implementation Planning. This unit is an introduction to the implementation planning of an automation and robotics solution in the plant that aims to identify the main steps to be taken to ensure the endowment of the factory with new equipment aimed at increasing manufacturing productivity, while ensuring the continuity of current manufacturing process, avoiding accidental shutdowns during testing and implementation. It includes the term of investment realizations, expected efforts, divisions or corporate services, and personnel to be responsible for the system implementation on the part of the company. It is evidenced milestones of implementation in the planned time and success indicators of automation and robotic systems implementations. We provide generalized information on the realization of milestones. A sample of a preliminary implementation plan of a robotized system realized by an external company and important comment on selected phases of the implementation process give a good idea how to employ the method in industrial practice. Module 8. Sources of financing the automation. Automation is not always easy, especially in small and medium-sized enterprises where finance issues may hinder or slow down its implementation. The automation and robotization of production lines is a relatively costly process that is specific to small and medium-sized enterprises, and although it brings measurable benefits, it is, as with any investment, deferred over time. In this unit, the mechanism of financing new investments is presented, that is, operating leasing, the most common option form of external purchase, financing for industry. Human capital and staff training is a requirement to provide the machines with professional service. Then, different approaches to financing automation are presented, which often allow a company to reduce the risk of investment and to implement automation into its key process overnight, sometimes even without initial investment. European Regional Development Fund and European Social Fund are European Commission programs which have available funds for such investments. Also, the available programs in Poland are presented. Module 9, Identification of Training Needs. The main aim of this unit is to show why training is essential for the smooth operation and development of production companies. It is highlighted the importance of training people in a company, which brings enormous benefits to the entire organization. Successful companies always provide their employees with comprehensive and continuous training. The available training options are presented: printed materials, video training, seminars, interactive and remote training, process simulation software, and on-the-job training. The 6 critical factors that may affect the implementation of the training process in a company are also presented: relevant, interesting, interactive, adaptable, skill development, and monitoring progress. Then, training outside the company seat is analyzed and justification for spending money on employee training. Finally, typical excuses for non-training are revealed. Module 10, Indicators of Implementation, Monitoring and Evaluation. This module is an introduction to the indicators of implementation, monitoring and evaluation of production systems. The 3 types of performance measurements are presented: determining the effectiveness of the activity and internal and external comparisons, analysis of the problem to identify its causes, measurements of effectiveness of implemented improvement actions. The key performance indicators, which illustrate a selected area of company's activity or to assess its effectiveness from a certain point of view, are exemplified through overall equipment effectiveness, which is calculated as a product of availability, efficiency and quality. Then the production analysis is presented as a way and application of indicators, and the production efficiency indicators, which allow identifying problems that may occur in the production process. Standard indicators in the maintenance area evidence the typical indicators in maintenance. An example of calculation for a production data system facilities a good understanding of knowledge. When the participant follows the entire course, he needs to complete the 10 modules. The theoretical content learned in the modules should be mobilized for the resolution of the assignments and quiz, which will help learners to engage with the content and check understanding of the material. After the learner demonstrated that he has achieved the required competences, he can obtain the final certificate. Thank you for attention, and please visit our course and share your opinion with us.